tools, products, and techniques in this video are intended for use by adult modelers. Anyone under the age of 13 should always have adult supervision when using said tools, products, and techniques.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Painted Plastic and episode 3 of our Han Solo build, right? Episode 2, we've got all the parts nice and painted and mostly assembled. This is the scope. I went ahead and put the little gold parts on, right? Yeah, all the rest of them are pretty much ready. We have one more thing we need to paint though, and that is this cool little stand. This was another file I found on Thingiverse. It was a different modeler, but anyway, works for the blaster that we downloaded. I'll put the information in the description, you know, for the files and all. But yep, printed out just like this. Got a nice little nameplate that'll sit in there, right? And then a little stand, and eventually the pistol will sit in here, right, once we get it painted and everything. So I did have to do a little bit of sanding. Didn't want to fit quite right, but yep, not too bad. So yeah, we're gonna start this episode with the stand. We're gonna go over to the paint booth and get this thing all painted up. So it shouldn't take long. I'm just gonna use a little dark iron and give it sort of a old metal sort of finish to it. So yep, that's what we're going to do first. I will probably glue these things in place, you know, before we go paint, but I'll do that just like we've done all the rest of them. I'll use a little super glue, glue them down, and then we'll head over and start painting. So yep, let's head over to the paint booth. All right, everybody, over here at the paint booth, I'm going to be using my Iwata Neo as usual. And of course thinning the paint with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to try to keep this in real time, just so you get an idea of how the painting process goes. Normally I speed it up. So we're going to be using some XF-84, that's dark iron. It's a really nice sort of flat metallic, if that makes any sense. It really does look like old iron. So mixing the paint here, it's about 50-50 alcohol with paint. Giving it a good stir, make sure it's good and mixed. I'm going to have my pressure set around 18, 20, something like that. Actually, at one point I think I do bump it up a little bit because I think I mixed the paint a little bit thick. These are just some bottle caps that I'm going to put down so that the base isn't in direct contact with the turntable there. But yeah, here we go. As usual, start with just a really light coat. Just get a little paint on the surface, not trying to cover, not trying to, you know, lay it too thick. Really light, let that dry, and then we'll go back over it. And like I said, I wanted to keep this basically real time. Like I said, there will be some cuts here and there just to kind of get through it a little faster. But this is real time spraying. This is not sped up. Yeah, just light coats back and forth. Let it dry, and then once I've got a nice light base coat, now I'll go in with a heavier coat, and this is to really sort of cover and get some paint on the surface. Yeah, so now I'm just sort of going around looking for any light spots, making sure the edges are good and coated. Yeah, pretty much just the touch-up coat, more or less. So yeah, I think that's about it. Got everything good and coated. Let's head back over to the bench and finish this thing up. Okay, got this thing all base coated down. Yeah, this dark iron is a really neat color. It's sort of a metallic, but not really. It's super flat, but really neat color. Once it was dry, I did do a rattle can flat top coat just to kind of seal that in before we do the next part, which is I'd like to do a little dry brushing here and there on this thing. Bring out some of the edges of the stand itself with some chrome silver and maybe gold, I'm thinking, on the letters and maybe even around the edge too. We'll see. But first I want to do the chrome silver, right? Just X11, right? And we're going to do a little dry brushing. I also have a paper towel that I'm just going to leave off to the side so it doesn't throw the white balance off. And just a flat brush, just an old ratty brush. So we will, almost out. You guys have seen this before. Get a little chrome silver on the brush, right? Just a little bit, not much. Right? And then on the paper towel, literally just, whoops, not even on screen. Just wipe it all off, right? Till there's almost nothing, right? Just like that. Then, like say up here on the little handle, right? We can bring out that edge just a little bit, right? Just like that. All the places where it might get hit, you know? And around the edge, you know, just sort of lightly, just little spots, right? Right. Really subtle. Run out of paint, just go back in, get a little more. But that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go around and do this real quick, and then we'll take a look at the next step. Up next, I'm going to do a little gold. This is X12 Gold Leaf. Here's how the silver came out. Like I said, it's really subtle, right? Just little spots. Look like it's got some wear and tear, right? For the gold, I'm going to do the raised letters here and probably the outline in gold. And I'm going to start dry brushing. I got my napkin and dry brushing brush. But I'm probably going to dry brush to the point that it's fully covered. Like it's not going to have, you know, it's not going to be broken and look like wear. I'm going to fully cover it. So, yep, that's what we're going to do next. All right, there we go. Let's see, get on camera here. Just like with the silver, right? Get some on the brush and rub it all off, right? The brush should be pretty much empty. Actually, I'm gonna get one more dip, and same thing. May need another napkin. All right, and just really lightly right on the surface of the letters. Right, just like that, except, you know, 2 or 3 more coats. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and there's one more thing I want to do after the gold is done. So let me finish this up, and then we'll take a look at that. All right, gold and silver all done. Time for the final step on this thing. I've got it stuck on some poster tack down here. That's how it's defying gravity. Yeah, one more thing we want to do, and that is a little panel line accent. I kind of want to make the background look a little bit different from the base, and a little panel line will do just that. I've tried to get this thing as level as possible. It's a little wonky, but that way we can very, very simply just drop a blob all in the background. Right, try to get it everywhere. Doesn't matter how thick it is. Just get it everywhere. That's why I wasn't super worried about the gold. I mean, I was careful, but I wasn't, oh, don't get it anywhere. It really doesn't matter. We're going to get all in these little spaces between the letters. Don't worry about getting it on the letters. We're going to take care of that in just a second. Just make sure you get it all over everything. Now this is an enamel product, so it will take it a little while to dry. But the neat thing about that is, I've got some Q-tips here off to the side. We can go right over all that stuff we just did and just clean it right up. If your swab starts getting, like this, then it's just smearing. So grab a new one and just keep going. And like I said, this is an enamel product, so it dries really, really slowly. Honestly, we could come back, a couple of hours from now and still be able to move this stuff around a little bit. So, clean it up a bit, wait and see what it looks like. If you don't like it, hit it again. There's no reason you can't go back and forth. If it dries and you feel like it, dry, or it didn't get covered enough, just do it again. No big deal. No problem. Let me finish this up, and then I think we'll be done. The blaster's all ready to go. This is the last thing I wanted to do for the base. So, yeah, when we come back, we'll take a look at how this thing is all finished up. Yeah, be right back. All right, everybody, here we go. Got the DL-44 all done. Yeah, really, really happy with this one. The nameplate and, all that enamel that we did is still not quite fully cured, so I don't really want to handle it a whole lot. While I had the enamel going, I did a little weathering here on the grip. I don't know if you can make that out in the video. It just looked a little too clean. Did a little bit up on the silver just to kind of tamp that down a little bit too. But yeah, other than that, yeah, she is done. Again, I'll leave the modeler's name in the description so you can check him out on Thingiverse. It's just a fantastic model. The hammer is functioning, the trigger functions, but it's a little sticky. I suspect the paint, sort of made it sticky, but yeah, trigger functions. Yep, just a really, really cool model. My compliments to whoever designed it. It's just fantastic. So yep, so that does it for this build. Hope you guys enjoyed following along with the DL-44 build. It was a lot of fun for me. I hope it was a lot of fun for you. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I got a couple of projects that I'm sort of thinking about, so I'll figure out what I'm going to do, and yeah, we'll have another build series here very shortly. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed the build, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.